the next point that I want to discuss with you, right? Because it happens very easily in today's time with everyone. I mean, no need of putting any specific generation also. Anything goes well, anything is happening best, someone gets overwhelmed. If things are not falling in place, they may get disappointed. Same thing must have happened with you also, I'm sure, because as in the start you also mentioned, life is all about ups and downs. So how, what is that uh, motivation, or what is the source which keeps you going on?
Very good question. And we have to keep searching, okay, like for everything else. But one thing that I learned, and I can give a small anecdote
Mm-hmm.
of a person that happened just about 3 weeks back. And Sanjeev particularly knows this person, inquired about the person. I know a gentleman, it was in the press actually. And he was 78 years old. And since his wife passed away about a decade back, he started hiking with Americans. And
Okay.
and he hikes a lot. At 78, around 8,000 feet, he got lost. He had taken enough food and water for a day. These are all day hikes. And Sanjeev does a lot of hiking. I do a lot of hiking.
Yeah.
And he got lost and they couldn't find him. 2 nights he survived in the forest where there are wild animals, bears, mountain lions, snakes. He optimized the water. We all thought it's done. And finally, there he's survived, not only survived. I have to get to go see him because he's in the hospital, he's come out and all that. But his message was one thing. And I think that message I want to share. No matter what, don't stop trying. I mean, that was such a powerful thing from a person and this is what my father also taught me. The best you can do in life is to make the effort. Sometimes
Correct.
results don't go, many times results don't go your way. Okay. So that energy, you can draw from the fact that what we have with us really can't control the outcome. You're driving carefully. Somebody may suddenly come, right? You cannot control them.
Correct.
But yet, your alertness, that your leg is on the brake, your hand is on the steering wheel, those we can control. So I always believe that this do not be because since the results are not in our hands, only effort is, should not stop. And I'm 68 years old. I'm not retired and I won't retire. Because it gives, and the second part, if you want to make this easier, try to do things that you enjoy,
Yeah. Very important.
right? So, for example, I enjoy cooking, I enjoy hiking, I enjoy music, I enjoy bridge,
Wow.
I enjoy cricket, all these things. So, mix with that, and you must, and work. If you think it's work, oh, I must go. You know what? Find yourself a new job.
Hmm.
Income, and that's, I think, what we all discuss is in fact, make the work your point to be, have joy. Okay. That's why I think it's so important, the culture of the organization that,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you that there I'm very happy with what I see at Infogen. We have come, I visited you guys. There's that camaraderie. I went to Bangalore, met with
And
Sandeep and
yeah.
the young team there. All this gives me the warm feeling, and it's our job as leaders of the company to make sure that the people who come and work as pleasure. There is some pressure because of external circumstances which we can't control. Our customers come and say this must be done at this time, but those
Hmm.
are just one aspect. Okay, but if you make the job enjoyable, and especially if you look at it today, we have whole field of AI that has suddenly burst open. It's, I mean, in technology particularly, if you are a machinist doing the same thing, even there, I've seen people who enjoy their work. I respect them a lot, by the way. In our field, we are blessed. The things keep changing. So what we know yesterday becomes irrelevant today. So we can keep learning. Okay. There is never a shame to say, I don't know. I want to learn. I think that is my only point here, is that you have to keep trying. And if you enjoy
Correct.
what you're doing, like cooking, for example, if cooking becomes a chore, it becomes a chore. But if you enjoy
Yeah.
cooking, then it becomes a joy, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. Completely agree. Yeah.
So,
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I agree. It's keep trying, keep
yeah,
trying. So, I mean, today we have tendency to give up and take another option quickly because they are available.
exactly.
But what about our passion in that particular field where we started, why we started? We forget at times.
Exactly. And
Yeah. So we should remember why we started, and we have came this long. For sure, we have done something great. So we should keep trying more, and success is for sure.
exactly. And that's why I'm saying we're so blessed at Infogen. We have AI, we have
Yes.
we have VR, VR,
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
other, so it's not just mundane, fix this code, write this report. There's so
No,
many
not
other
at.
things. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of variety of technologies and interesting projects I see around. Like when I talk to our employees on the floor, daily I learn something new. That's all knowledge for me. And I'm not a technical person, so it interests me a lot how you did it.
But that's important because you actually
Yes.
process of recruiting people and you'll understand. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it helps me to hire people.
Yeah.
I
My
can.
my niece is a recruiter at Google.
Oh,
And
wow.
when I asked her, she said, look, as important as technology is, it's also that attitude of trying and learning that they look
Very
for
much.
and they hire,
Very
which
much.
I think, even at Infogen, we have set up the same kind of,
Yes.
environment, which is
Yes.
good. Yeah. So,
Awesome. So, Subbu, I've been observing you since quite a long time now in this call. I can feel, I can see, I can observe that you're very calm. You're, uh, you have thought over things when you have said it. Um, and as in the start, you mentioned Mahabharata again. As I said earlier, it's my personal also. I'm not great. I mean, I'm not a Sanskrit person where I could read the original Mahabharata and understand it, but I've been watching serials, listening podcasts where some experts coming and talking about it. I am curious to know, like, what is your learning from Mahabharata? What are maybe we can? I know it's not easy to sum up, but the three lessons that you would share with us.
very good. I mean, look, I'm also, I did go through Kovida. Bharati Vidya Bhavan is a great Sanskrit institution.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, when you get into engineering, it's hard. Sanskrit is
Yeah.
a very beautiful language. I would love to get back to it. I can read Devanagari, but not I cannot interpret and learn. Luckily,
Mhm.
remember I was listening. I listened to scholars, and I
Ah,
personally know a few who have studied it. So Mahabharata, it's there is the divinity and other aspects of it, but the most important aspect in Mahabharata, it gives stories that explains how we can tackle. I'll give one small story which is not very popular, but you know, um, Arjuna's son Abhimanyu is dead in
mhm.
in the war,
Yeah,
and Arjuna doesn't know that yet.
correct.
And then he's walking, and Krishna is with him, and Krishna, of course, knows that. As they're walking, they watch a person who looks like a sage trying to jump into the fire. And Arjuna goes and grabs him and said, why are you doing this? You're not in the war. And why are you jumping into the fire? The sage says, I loved my son very dearly, and my son abruptly died. All this knowledge that I have acquired became useless because without my son, I'm nobody. So, what is
Mhm.
the purpose of life? But don't you have students that depend on you? And Arjuna gives him the advice. Don't you have all the things that you're doing? Because he had just learned all that from the Bhagavad Gita, right?
Correct.
So he gives all the advice. And then the sage says, you're so right. Okay. There is other people depend on me. I should not sacrifice my life. And he walks away.
Mm-hmm.
It is true that Krishna created the drama, that
Correct.
stage was actually a creation of Krishna. But you
Mm.
see how that lesson was taught. When Arjuna came home and saw Abhimanyu, Krishna did not speak a word.
Correct.
Just walked. And Arjuna suddenly realized what that whole learning of Gita, what was it in practice? That was one
Mm.
story.
Yeah.
Other story is in Karna. Okay. And Karna goes and asks Krishna, everything you are partial to the Pandavas. I understand. I was on the wrong side of the fence. I understand all that. When Karna is dying, when he's dying, when Krishna goes to him, okay,
Mm-hmm.
he just asks, but is knowledge denied to everybody? Should knowledge be given to everybody? Why did you give the Bhagavad Gita only to Arjuna? Isn't that parochial? Isn't is that your divine? How could divine be partial? Yes, I was committed to Duryodhana. He did the wrong thing. I deserve what I got. I'm not complaining. But how can you do this? Then Krishna says, you know what he says? You are the very Bhagavad Gita that I gave Arjuna. You didn't need it. He needed it. Second, okay, in Mahabharata. Third lesson in Mahabharata is what it was very interesting. The culprits are not apparent. Most people think of culprit as Duryodhana and all. In life also, the real culprits are not very evident. The real culprit was Bhishma, according to what Krishna says,
Yeah.
because he took an oath and that oath caused all the war. The real
Correct.
culprit was Dhritarashtra because of his son's love. Okay? So the culprits and Dharmaraya, what right does he have to put his wife on the dice game? What
Correct.
Shastra says that? Okay? So he is supposed, these were the three culprits there. Now, when you say that, everybody will shudder and think, oh my God, you're calling these big people. But that's what Mahabharata is, showing
Yeah.
that what is, don't judge people, judge
Correct.
everything around it. Okay.
Correct.
This is the, I don't know if Mahabharata is too big, but I gave three, I gave
It's true.
justice.
Yeah. Two stories were completely new for me also. I mean, the first two stories
Huh.
were completely new for. I mean, I agree. Mahabharata is huge, and I mean, my life changed completely after understanding the Gita, and I'm still learning. I also understand that based on one's environment, mental strength, and situation, whether you read Gita daily or it's monthly or whatever time span,
Right.
every time you get a new message based on the situation.
Absolutely.
Right. Because like for me, if I'm in some thought process, I'm not getting answer. Uh, I believe I get some Insta reels related to that topic from Mahabharata, and I'm at least able to move forward. So I learn a lot, and Mahabharata Bhagavad Gita has changed my life completely.
And by the way, these stories I just listened and people who shared this, and this story stuck to me so much deeper than, of course, you've got the Gita. So many things you can look at, but the examples of these three literally said, "Wow, this is Gita in practice." So,
Yeah, true, true. I'll just take couple of last more questions
okay.
because I'm really enjoying a lot talking with you. I mean, I feel I've lost a lot of time working with Infogen and not talking to you, to be honest. So, what will be your message for the youth today?
Very, very good question. I have got my daughter who is 30 getting married next in 2 months.
Oh.
And what there is so much information today, so much information which we did not have. And the source of information today, for example, you've got not only information that is existing but created from tools like Bard, and so now there is things that are created. The best advice I can give is, in general, there is fairness. It's hard to see, just like I mentioned, there's fairness in the system. It looks very bad. Okay. It is especially, there is some unusually bad things that have happened by people. Like, for example, I'll be very bold. I shouldn't say this in a podcast, but things like caste system, gender bias, these are all things, which are practiced, which are beyond description. So that evil has come because of misinformation and misknowledge. I believe that if you truly start understanding what is information, what is knowledge, it's not just technical, in your personal life as well, and absorbing it. There is only one thing, and not rush into judgment. You see things, so many things look very irrational. It's very difficult, particularly today. And if you start taking that, the main thing is today to maintain that balance. In Sanskrit, we call it samatva. Okay. And the youth today are needed. The older generations are filled with biases. There is caste, creed, color, gender biases that have propagated through, which are not. So rather than blame the scriptures, rather than blame somebody, if the youth come forward and come with that openness to learn and break the barriers that the older generations like us have created, frankly. Okay. Many in the generations have created biases. It is crazy. North, east, west, south. Today, all those youth have dismantled that. Okay. There is no north, south, east, west. Okay. There's people. And I think there is no, my daughter is marrying an American. She's marrying somebody who's going to become my son-in-law. That does, so I was raised as a Brahmin in a priestly family. I'm an assistant priest in a temple. But and the boy came and asked me, is that okay? I said, at least what I understand life, the only thing that is not okay is hurting others. Everything else is okay. If we accept that, if we respect others and don't hurt others, the youth today already have this. So my only message to the youth is, wake up, come forward, and take leadership. Please, today is desperate. The times of discrimination should disappear. We should not look at gender and say, I'm a woman, give me a job. No, I'm good, and give me a job. There is nothing. There is no gender bias. So in America, sadly, believe it or not, 27% only of women have equal positions. 73% don't, even in America. So even in America, there's a bias. There's a gender bias. Okay. We have to go past everything: gender, caste, creed, color, religion, everything. And the youth are best positioned because today you guys don't have those biases. Okay. My daughter didn't have that bias. I'm fortunate to have. So move on. That's my message.
Yes. I mean, as you rightly said, right? One, acceptance is important. Respect for each other. I mean, whether it's human or anything else, respect is equally important, and accepting the way things are, and then doing the required, bringing the required changes, right? I mean, I agree. I mean, today's youth have that power, and we all are willing to do that for sure. I mean, from my end, I can assure you that. Great, great. So that's all from my side. I mean, I have a lot of things in my mind, but I know we have a time limitation. So
This is
Maybe
good.
I'll have one more session with you.
And I
Don't.
just want to add one thing. There's a lot of talk of AI. Okay. There's a
Yeah.
lot of talk of things changing. Because
Yes.
I've been hearing the discussion. Uh, I don't have a strong opinion. I'm learning. But one thing,
Mm-hmm.
there is prediction and there is judgment.
Correct.
I still believe human intuition has better judgment capabilities than AI.
Completely agree.
Okay. I believe that. Now, AI can create music. I'm not saying that. AI can create paintings, which are probably very good, but I still believe the human intuition. So I'm a believer that the soul of everybody is the same and
Correct.
it cannot be challenged. That's why we should respect everyone. I want to, because people
Agree.
talk of AI, everything. AI is a great way to recognize. And the last thing, I do want to say one thing. I'm very proud. As much as I believe everything, I'm very proud of the samskruti that our culture has taught of
Yes.
tolerance. And so I must say, and these people will say, shouldn't you be proud to be a human? Yes, but I'm also very proud to be born in that Samskriti.
Oh, yes, for sure.
I'm feel
Ju-
blessed.
Ye- I mean, just before this podcast, I came across one video which was talking all about what Mahabharata has taught us is tolerance. I mean, I could just click it when you said that. And yeah, I mean, tolerance, as you said, we are all one by soul, part of Paramatma, obviously. So I mean, I feel so much connected over here because something which I've learned and I've started believing is the same you are also on the same. I mean, it's the vibe that is matching or the
Thank you
same
so much.
language we are speaking. I'm so happy with for that.
Thank you so much. Would be happy to come on. Good questions. So all the
Thank you.
people at Infogen, I'm very proud member to be there. Anytime, any Infogen member is welcome to come home. We will be proud and brag this. We make one of the best coffee, so you can always come home to my home in US. If you just say you're an Infogen employee, you're driving by, you can come visit us and have coffee. Okay, anytime.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time
Yes.
and have a great week ahead.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye bye.